The Conflux stage is a new stage in Touhou LostWord known for having a lot of locks, producing screenshots such as these. This stage isn't meant to be farmed, instead you get rewards when you first clear the stage, including 5 copies of a new 5-star story card. To get around all the locks, this is the general strategy I will be using, and of course I will be using all the youmus. When you first go in, everything will be locked, so I'm just gonna switch out to my front line, my back line, which is actually the front line, but is currently at the back. Okay, so what we're gonna do is full break these enemies and then kill them in a specific order. You notice Gardener Yomu at the bottom likes to freeze herself. I'm gonna be using anomaly breaks as well as elemental breaks, and it's gonna be a bit complicated because there's both paralyze and freeze involved. I'm gonna put the status of the enemy barriers at the bottom so it's easier to follow what's going on. Gardener Yomu has some water breaks which affects the top and bottom Yomus, and she also inflicts 2 paralyze on target and 1 paralyze on everyone else whenever she uses a spell card. PCBmyon has freeze breaks as well as water breaks on the spell card, meaning they can full break the bottom Yomu on turn 1. Note that this is a first clear, it's not meant to be farmed, so you don't really need accuracy all the time. Just get lucky and hit the important shots. Some of the important story cards I'm using include Moria Anniversary, which gives barriers to your entire party. Again, if you're lucky with who the enemy Yomus target, you can get by with fewer grazes, but it's really frustrating if you get unlucky and have to reset. On turn 2, I'm killing off the bottom Yomu. This is important because when she dies, she inflicts 3 turns of switch luck. I need to kill her on turn 2 so the switch luck expires by turn 5 when I intend to switch. Gardener has inflicted more paralyze, but the paralyze she inflicted on turn 1 has now expired, as it only lasts for 2 turns. Now on turns 3 and 4, my goal is to full break all these Yomus again, so that I can kill them on turn 5. However, if you look at the weaknesses of all these enemies, you'll notice that Myon is only weak to Moon and Star. And the only Moon or Star I have is 3 lines of Moon on PCBmyon's last word. So how would I break 7 barriers with only 3 Moon breaks? The answer may surprise you, or maybe not. The answer lies in Myon herself. Myon spell cards can break paralyzed barriers, and this is what we'll use to break enemy Myon. Confused yet? Anyways, on the next turn, I have to full break Myon, otherwise you will use a spell card which will restore 3 barriers to herself. The plan is to use PCBmyon's last word to inflict 3 moon breaks, and then use Gardener's spell card to inflict 2 paralyze, which Myon spell card would then break. It's important that Gardener moves before Myon because Gardener needs to inflict the paralyze which Myon then breaks. Luckily, Gardener has quick on her skill, allowing her to move before Myon. Otherwise, Myon would move first as she has lots of agility up. As I am full breaking all the enemies here, I won't need to use any grazes. It's a little sad that PCBmyon is using her last word just for 3 moon breaks, but well, it works, so... Anyway, Gardener has 3 water breaks and 1 sun break, which full breaks both the top and bottom Yomus, and she also inflicts 2 paralyze on Myon. Because enemy Gardener has lots of focus up, she took lots of damage and got wiped out by our Gardener's spell card. On this turn, I'm just using Myon's and Gardener's last word to finish off the enemy Yomus. Again, here enemy Gardener has 3 levels of focus up from her skills, meaning that some of the damage that will be redirected from the other Yomus onto her, and she will take more damage. This allows me to kill her here without needing any full breaks. Now, the hard part is over. We basically got past all the locks, and we just need to switch to our backline and finish them off. Take note of the enemy weaknesses. Just bring any 3 friends that can full break and kill these 2 enemies 2 times. Just remember that enemy Myon will restore 3 barriers when she uses a spell card. The best way to get around this again is to full break her on the second turn. I'm using Yomu here just so I can have all 4 Yomu. It really isn't the best option. In fact, this whole backline isn't really that good. You see me struggling a bit here and there. I just wanted to bring some units which perhaps are more accessible, like Oku, who's a general unit. Overall, I think this stage is quite well designed. There's a huge variety of characters that can be useful here. It's not like Star Extra or Moon Extra where a certain few characters are extremely good, and if you don't have them, you're gonna have quite a difficult time. Although it's difficult to clear this stage without any Super Festival units, it has been done. Anyway, there's a huge variety of Super Festivals that can be useful in this stage, and with the amount of Divine Dolls that they have been giving out recently, most active players will have the resources to build a Super Festival unit. There are also different difficulty levels, so even if you just started out and are not so familiar with the game, or just don't have enough characters to clear it on Lunatic, You can still have some fun clearing it on normal and hard. Besides, the story card dropped here isn't anything super good. It's just like an overwhelming firepower with a bit more yin stats, and is also good on certain characters that have fire or slash bullets. If you're unsure about some of the mechanics discussed in this video, check out this earlier guide where I talk about full breaking, anomaly breaking, and other mechanics which are important for these sorts of stages. Anyway, this is the end of the video. If you've made it this far, consider subscribing. Bye bye.